Hello, and welcome to A Super Geek. I'm Kristin, and I'm here with my co-host Mariam and our two special guests, Misha and Quinn. If this is your first time joining us, A Super Geek is a one-shot actual play live stream that highlights the voices of marginalized folks in TTRPGs. We feature gender marginalized GMs and a diverse rotating cast. Tonight we'll be playing Orun. In Orun, you play an envoy of the Ascendant Allura called Jolly or Luminary. Not quite Ascendants themselves, the Luminaries travel to different worlds. We're going to be advisors, troubleshooters, peacekeepers in a apotheosis galaxy. They explore lost star systems and ultimately help enlighten worlds and their people, waking the galaxy from its disordered indolence. I'm so excited to play this game. Joining us tonight as a guest player is Quinn, a fabulous game designer. And our guest GM is also a wonderful game designer and the co-creator of Orun, Misha. Before we begin our game, let's go around the table and introduce ourselves. Who are you? Where can we find you? So I'll start. I'm Kristin. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a game designer, writer, podcaster, and live streamer. And you can find me on Twitter at Kristin is no Jedi. How about you, Mariam?
Yeah, I'm Mariam. I go by they, them pronouns, and you can find me on Twitter at media_junkie. And I write for TRPGs such as Thirsty Sword Lesbians, and very recently, now that it's out in the world, I contributed to Pathfinder's The Lost Omens Mwangi Expanse. And so excited. I also live stream. You can see me here and a couple of other places, which I'll go again in my outro. And I also podcast. I do stuff.
And how about you, Quinn?
Hi, Quinn Murphy. He, him. I am a tabletop role-playing game designer. I have done a bunch of stuff, but most recently doing lots of fun work with Paizo. Also published, did adventures for SIG City of Blades, which is really cool. And in one of my big things I have coming out is for I'm having an entire adventure in the Strength of Thousands adventure path, which is set in the Mwangi Expanse, and I'm very excited about it.
Nice. And our wonderful GM.
Hi, Misha B. She, her pronouns, or she, they. Let's see, what do I do? You can find me on Twitter as BG Gameworks, or on my website, blackroadgameworks.com, or on my other website, which we're in the process of revamping, New Agenda Publishing. New Agenda Publishing is who we produced Orun through, with my partners, Loyola Santa and Jerry Grayson, with wonderful writers like Kristin, who helped bring the worlds and the peoples that we put into the game together and made it really, really cool and full and wild. I do tabletop RPGs, I do write some LARP stuff, I do sensitivity editing, and regular editing as well. So it's a very full life.
That is a mood, Misha.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much for being here. Misha, are you ready to jump in? Should we get started?
Sure.
Okay.
So how about, okay, so we'll talk a little about what Orun is. Kristin did a lovely intro. So the players play Jolly. Jolly are kind of somewhere between like a cop and a Jedi and peacekeepers. It's their job. They had lives before they became Jolly, so that's where your backgrounds come in. And those experiences that you had and where you grew up and all kinds of things, those as well as who you are like as a species kind of contribute to what makes up the characters. So the Jolly are a couple of steps closer to enlightenment than like your average citizen of the worlds of Orun. just because they've been studying and working on themselves and trying to get there themselves, as opposed to just like your average person who's kind of interested, but hey, I got other stuff I got to do. I got not everybody has time to just sit around and navel gaze or whatever it is you guys do. But they are respected among the peoples of the worlds, and while they don't necessarily have any specific authority, the respect that they have gives them kind of they're a neutral third party. For example, like if you've got two factions who are trying to work out something, they might call the Jolly to mediate between them because they're trusted to be neutral and to have the best interests of everybody in mind. So with that as the background, if you'd like to introduce your characters, that'd be awesome. Quinn, you want to start?
Sure. Mobo. And I came up, as basically kind of raised as a farmer, but that was never gonna, that was just never gonna be the height of my ambitions. So I got out, got into the stars, and just sort of, who knew that farming was going to translate, at least for me, into being like an ace in the cockpit. But that's sort of where it went to. And not one to brag, but I'm kind of a big deal. So, I'll be able to help out in a pinch if I need it, if needed.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Kristin, tell us about your character.
Sure. I'm playing Kaseko, who is a grifter. So I grew up on a planet. It sounds like maybe there was a lot of military influence, but the military discipline did not stick for my character. And so I became a spy, which I think is pretty cool. I think one of my favorite things so far about this character is that I have special body scales that reflect light and camouflage me in almost any environment. I imagine that when I'm not using that they are just shiny, sparkly purple scales. So just wanted to throw that in.
We like sparkly purple. Mariam, tell us about your character.
Yeah, so my character is Eviodin. Eviodin? Yeah. I'm Fitora, and I grew up in the Union, and I guess went in to naval service on IGN, and then I was transferred to the space vessel where their healer unfortunately died, and I was guided towards taking their place. And while I served as the temporary healer, it kind of turned into a more permanent position, and I get to visit multiple worlds and interact with multiple people. So I get to travel and heal. Not where I started, but I'm having fun while I'm doing it.
That's what counts.
We rarely end up where we start, unless you're really boring and you just don't ever go anywhere. But sometimes it's more fun to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
So you're traveling. You get a message from the Kona system. It's a small system on the fringes of the common universe. You get a message. It's from a refugee ship. I can say that word 3 times fast. They need help evacuating because there's a bit of a scuffle going on the planet between the government of the planet and one of the controlling merchant houses. And the union that's kind of working to maybe kick that merchant house off the planet because they aren't exactly happy with some of the practices and procedures that the merchant house is using to extract labor and wealth from this planet. So the refugees are kind of caught in the middle, and they're just trying to get out, and they're kind of asking for your help to do so.
Are we in our ship when we get
you're in your ship.
distress? Okay.
The person you're getting the distress call from is a character named Talo Mock. She's calling herself the leader of the refugees. She's like, we could use a hand. We're trying to get out. What do you do?
Sure. And now, so just quick questions on the ship for framing. Is it, kind of, does it take more people to fly? Like, I know sort of like I'm a pilot guy. Is it like sufficient just me flying it, or other people
yours
like
is
manning
small
the other
enough
systems?
that you can handle it by yourself. There is some like automation to it, so like you can put it on autopilot and it can like do some things by itself. Like you could put it in like, okay, yes, just orbit for a while, and it can do that.
Okay, and is the comms coming up just sort of for me to see, or is everybody able to sort of get the comms where they're at?
It's coming through the comms channel, so anybody who wants to listen to could. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, as the pilot, you're definitely probably listening to, that's what pilots do.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is you need a bit of a rescue, huh?
A little bit of a rescue, a little bit of a cover while we get out. I mean, we have a ship, but we're having trouble getting everybody to it with everything going on.
Rescue, I'm gonna just assume that like Mobo has gotten in trouble with the others for volunteering this before, so please feel free to stop me, because he is going to be like, well, rescues happen to be kind of my thing, so
you see. You see Abby just sighing and sort of scuttling away to the med bay to just grab supplies.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, just with a sigh of like, yeah, we're probably going. I suppose I should get the supplies we need. And just all 18 legs. Just.
You grab your supplies. Quinn, Mobo, you don't really have any problems setting down. Your ship is marked as a jolly ship, so that they're kind of like, oh, we probably don't want to hit them with any weapons because that would just look bad for us. So you're able to land without too many problems. Once you get to the hangar bay, you see Talo stepping out. There's a large cargo carrier also in the hangar bay with you. It's labeled the Righteous Walker. And you see the personification of the ship is beaming out as like a little AI and is walking next to Talo to greet you. Welcome. Thank you for coming so quickly. As you can see, we've got the ship. We're just trying to get everybody on board as quickly as possible. But our systems just kind of all crashed at once. We don't know what's going on. They should have opened. Like the doors, they were supposed to open. Your ship is smaller, so it was able to get through the little bit that it opened. But we can't get ours out that tiny little opening. So anything he could do to help would be awesome. There's kind of, and you can kind of hear off in the distance some like firing noises, like shooting and shelling kind of noises going on in the distance. And kind of the klaxons are kind of, they're not blaring at this point, but you can see like the emergency lights blinking overhead. And as you were coming in, you kind of saw like, okay, that antenna looks like it's a little cocked. It shouldn't have been, shouldn't this be up and down as opposed to this? And, little signs of, hey, everything is not hunky-dory on this station at the moment.
Do you need help with the door opening or the shooting?
I mean, the shooting is above my pay grade. I just want to get my people on the ship and get out. So if you can figure out what we got to do to get the station bits and pieces back online, that'd be great. If somehow you manage to stop the shooting, that's great, and I would totally appreciate that. But my main priority is getting these people out of here.
Okay, understood. Where can we look at the system to see how to bring it back up online for you?
At this point, the AI that was standing pops up, kind of like waves. Yes, normally the station's AIs the core is at the center of the station. I've been trying to access it with little success. So I don't know if there's something wrong with the communication system or if it's just totally rebooted. I can't get to the core myself, or otherwise I would. And we've been loath to send someone to look themselves to see if there's something that needs to be a switch that needs to be flipped or something to get everything working again. Just because at that moment you actually hear a gunshot kind of go off. Because of that, we didn't want to. Yeah.
So you were waiting for a hero, sort of like a.
We've been holding out for a hero till the morning light.
Then well, luckily you came upon us. I'm doing kind of little posturing and kind of like I think my theme is like I sort of shuffle, like kind of like adjust the shield on my back. Mm-hmm. when I'm full of myself, which I currently am very full of myself right now. And I was like, well, we can do that, right? I finally go to get some group approval. Right?
and I look at the sort of like the size of the egress. Look at myself, look at you and say, before you even think of it, no, I am not sticking my hands in there. I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Well, they're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, fair. I mean, is there some way we could, like, maybe can we widen it?
Oh, the doors further into the station? Yes, there's a manual control. You just kind of got to pump it a few times, and every time you pump it, it opens a little more. It's kind of like a crank system.
We can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been trying to keep them mostly closed just so we don't catch any stray fire coming through.
That was smart.
Because I have insect physiology that makes me sensitive to stimuli, and sort of, can I do some sort of inspection or general kind of looky-loo to see if I can see anything that might help us figure this out?
Sure. So here is the core of rolling in the trying to remember what Horizon system. That's what it's called. You roll 2d10 plus one of the 5 words. What are those?
Auras?
Auras, thank you. Grace, which is coordination, balance, speed kind of things. Harmony, which is social interaction kind of stuff. Light is stuff you know. Spirit is like your core strengths. And war, which is fighty stuff. And then you've got, I believe it's 12 skills. So you'll roll 2d10 plus an aura plus a skill. I'm pretty liberal with, hey, if you can give me a good reason why you're rolling a particular aura and skill, yeah, sure. We tried to keep the system open-ended enough that was a thing that kind of works. So like, yeah, if you want to do a war plus rapport roll because you're trying to rile somebody up, yeah, sure, that sounds like a really good reason. As opposed to like a harmony plus rapport, which might be, yeah, I'm trying to calm things down and chill things out. So what aura and skill would you like to try?
I think I would like to go with light and inspect.
Okay.
And I get also, because of my insect physiology, I get a +1 with smelling and touching senses. So that would give me a bonus of 2 + 4, so 7 to the roll.
Nice.
So that would be a 19 if I did my maths right. It's been a while since I've had to do math really quickly.
Yes.
Uh-oh, good point.
You rolled a 12. Yeah. You rolled a 12. 12 plus 7 is 19.
Yes.
So on a 12 this is an average difficulty thing. So you get two choices. You get a success with a hitch or a failure. A failure will let you mark a tick along your path for this skill that you were just trying to roll. And when you get to the level of your skill +1 number of ticks, you get to advance that skill. So that might be a reason you want to choose a failure. A hitch is the GM gets to futz with you later kind of point. So it's up to you. Little things, not like huge things. Examples of hitches that I can give you a minus to your roll or increase the difficulty kind of thing on a roll, or I can throw something in your direction kind of thing. Not, I'm going to kill you now kind of. That's not a hitch.
Well, that's a very short game.
It's little things that we can do to make your life a little more difficult, not necessarily.
I'm going to go with a success with a hitch because I think I want to progress, but also, shenanigans.
Sure. So tell me what it is you're doing. You're just kind of like putting your feelers out there, seeing what's going on?
With my 4 hands and kind of my antennae, I'm just sort of going over the area that is currently askew and just trying to see if either we find some sort of a lead to figure out how to fix this, or some way to get in to fix this.
Sure. So as you're looking around, you see there's a lot of cargo containers that are kind of floating around. They look like they should have been secured, and either somebody unsecured them or they just never got around to it, kind of thing. Because stuff was going on. But this bay, this hangar bay that you're in is pretty huge. There's some refueling vehicles around. There's words. Those are things. There's you can, like I said, those klaxons and the emergency lights are going on. Inside the hangar bay, the sirens aren't loud, but you can hear, like, as you get closer to that slightly open door that leads further in, you can hear, like, yes, there's definitely sirens going off in the hallways, and occasionally you hear the please be careful, kind of calming voice coming over the headlights.
Don't panic.
Everyone, please.
I was going to say,
yes, don't panic.
Do not panic, please.
To your quarters.
Please
follow
return.
safety protocols.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, specifically, you notice if you're looking at the crank thing to get the doors open, you notice it's not in the best shape. You kind of see a counterpart over by the big hangar doors that like lead out to would let you the building take off, but the ones by the bigger hangar doors are kind of broken. There's like if you're comparing the two, it's like, okay, assuming the two of them work the same, that one is clearly got like some gears missing or something, because it's way harder to do than this little one over here is. And it shouldn't be that way.
With each of my 4 hands, I point in the various directions I spot thing. I say, "There's your problem."
Taylor kind of like looks where you're pointing. It's like, yeah, we tried opening it, and I think somebody pulled a little too hard. So it's been a little sticky, which is why we're hoping to get the system back online so that it can the automatic controls can work, as opposed to trying to do it manually, because manually just isn't working so bad. And as you're standing there, the inner door kind of opens a little more, and a couple of drones come in. They're labeled WASI security. You know that WASI was the merchant house that was in charge of this station, and they kind of walk in and they scan you, and they're like, identify yourselves.
Well, we were looking at two sort of you're like 2, 3, heroes of the system. My name is Mobo.
I'm Kaseko. Semi-hero, maybe? I don't know.
Full hero.
Full hero. Full.
I'm Abiodun. I'm with them. Here's my. I'm a medic, and I can
also full hero.
Yes, they are a medical hero.
Yes.
What is your purpose here?
We got a distress call.
Yeah. Besides being heroes and helping these people,
we're also here to help bring the system back online.
Help.
I just came with them.
In case anyone needed medical attention.
Yes, exactly.
Our charm stats would be super high in other games.
They might be. Actually, do you want to roll to try to charm or convince these people? Yeah. Let's actually do something.
Let us roll. Should we all roll or pick one person?
I'll let you pick one.
Okay.
Definitely not me.
I was going to say, Quinn, do you want to roll since you're really selling them on the hero?
Yeah.
Spiel?
Sure. Just like, I'm assuming this is rapport, and I'm not the best at that, but maybe I was like,
my rapport is a 0.
Mine's
my rapport is 0 as well.
Mine's 2. I guess I'm the one.
You're the one.
but also wait, I have hog the spotlight.
You should use that.
And I've been quite talented at keeping someone's eye on them at all times. So this gives me a +1 bonus to gain someone's attention, and I can spend 2 aura of any kind to keep that attention, even if I don't know if that is fully there, but okay. I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna try like rapport and. Can you what's Grace cover? Like what?
Grace is like physical agility kind of things. Harmony is
Okay,
like social interaction-y kind of things.
Mm.
So like maybe like rapport plus harmony. So like a 3
Sure.
to my roll. Okay.
Sure.
And yeah. Come on with the roll.
And then you get an additional +1 for the Hogla Spotlight. So
Okay. So
+4.
+4. Oh. And I rolled an 8. So I have lucky.
Okay.
So I can spend a grace or to reroll a failed roll because I think I'm going to fail, right?
So there's social defense is a 10, so you just break even. With ties going to the PCs.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's not the best success, but it's a success.
I mean, I'll take that.
Okay. So they kind of scan you. You kind of see the eyes blinking for a second as like communication is back on.
I'll get like my biggest, boldest, most heroic stance.
You do the superhero pose.
Yeah.
Hands on shoulders or hands on hips. They come back. You're authorized to move around the ship. Please avoid areas C13 and D19. They seem to be under attack from these from the rebels with the PLU. But the drones don't leave. They're still keeping an eye on the other people that are here. They already know who they were. But yeah, you can go further in if you'd like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We'll explore in, I think.
Right?
Definitely.
So you make your way in to the corridors through. It's kind of a bit of a warren. There's like corridors going off in all different directions. It's like somebody took a box of spaghetti and just like dropped it and just said, "Okay, yeah, we're gonna make the corridors line up with the pieces of spaghetti." It's very weird. It kind of grew organically, they say, that way. But they do have surprisingly maps on the walls, and they're like color coded, so you can see like different routes to different places. And you do see a route labeled for the core, which is where the central AI and everything is going to be, and that's where everything that you would need to reboot or whatever it is you're going to do to this system should be. It's not the most direct route because you don't want to make it so they can just fire a single torpedo and hit the center. That's just bad design. Why would anybody do that? But so it's kind of some twists and turns to get there. But it is labeled, and you can kind of like, if you're looking at the walls, if you look around, you can kind of see, oh wait, they did like color code some of the corridors, and there's arrows and stuff around the doors, so it's like actually easy to figure out if you know what you're looking for.
Nice.
The problem is though, just as you get through the doors and they close behind you, the gravity in the hall kind of goes out.
Oh.
And so you're kind of not free falling because you're already on the ground. So you don't like instantly start levitating or anything. But if you go to take a step, you get a little more oomph off that back foot than you were expecting. And you kind of go, oh, we're going to bounce a little now. So give me a grace plus motion roll to see if you were able to navigate this without injuring yourselves.
Okay. Now I feel like Mobo is actually in his wheelhouse.
Oh yeah.
I have a 9. So I'm just flailing around with all my 18 legs.
19.
That's pretty high.
An 11.
Okay, so 9 is a failure. 11, you get that choice of failure or success with hitch. 19 is success and an edge. And an edge is kind of the opposite of a hitch. So you get a bonus somewhere down the line that you can use within this scene. Because hitches and edges go away at the end of the scene. So you can't like just save them up for the big bad at the end. Doesn't work that way.
Fair.
But yeah, so yeah, you're Kaseko, you're scrabbling and trying, and you've kind of got purchase a little, but then it just kind of goes away, and you're not hurting yourself too much, but you do take a little bit of damage. You pull a couple of legs a little out of it, so you'll take 1 damage. Damage you're gonna mark on your. You take it to your wounds first, and then you can mark them on your auras if you run out of wounds before you actually start taking. Before you're in danger of like actually dying or something. So Kaseko has 4 wounds, but then there's another 5, 10, 12 aura points that they could spend before they get to the point where you're probably actually injured and it's going to take a while to recover, kind of thing. So you're going to take 1 for now.
Okay.
And then Kristin is or did you choose success with a hitch or failure?
So we were rolling grace plus motion.
Yes.
Okay. I did that incorrectly. I still think I'll be in the same position, but just want to correct that. So 12 instead of 11, Misha. That must make a huge difference.
Sometimes that's right on the edge. 12 is same place.
No problem. I will happily take the success with a hitch.
Sure. So hitch. So you're doing a little better. You're still not moving like swiftly, but you're not like running into walls or ceilings or anything as you're making your way down this hall. And yeah, Mobo, you were like smooth as snot. You were just
I think the second I like kind of like take a step and like realize like the ground's not going to be there, I like go into like a front flip, right? And then use the momentum to like kind of like I basically like turn my body into like a plane. Right, and kind of like flip and like I'm like there. I'm just like boom and like kicking off things and just like diving in and like diving past stuff and come on, keep up.
I love it.
Are there
they're like looking at you and
handrails?
getting the feeling.
Yes.
Yeah, there'd be handrails.
Okay, I just pictured Kaseko like on a handrail and their scales like bristle and turn red for a moment because they're so annoyed at how well Mobo's doing, just gliding.
I can see that. Yep.
I'm like an upside down turtle, just trying to get myself upright.
Oh.
We'll get there.
And my really swishy kind of gown ribbon dress thing is just kind of over my head at this point.
Totally. It's just floating around you. It's kind of getting wrapped around a couple of your arms, but it'll be fine.
It's the equivalent of like a human being upside down and you just see their bloomers and their entire dress is on their head, covering their head.
Makes it very difficult to see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Momo, you get like towards the end of the corridor, and you do see a control panel. Do you want to see if the control panel has anything useful on it, maybe?
Yes.
All right. Do you want to, let's see. This feels like a
interface.
Interface, yep, that's the one I was looking for.
Nice.
interface, and harmony.
Harmony or light.
I'll do harmony.
Okay.
So I get a plus. This is also one of my good things. The Mobile may be a little bit of a jerk, but he's a competent jerk at these things. So
Back it up.
Right.
Yeah. So I've got a total of +8 to this roll, which is going to be, come on, don't fail me. 7 could be better, but 15.
All right. So 15 is a success. Just barely a success. So yeah, you're looking at it. It's like, oh wait, here's the gravity button, and I assume you push it.
Yes.
I could be wrong.
With a touch of warning, the gravity's about to come on.
Okay. So with the warning, you're able to as the gravity comes back, you're able to right yourself so you don't injure yourself when it does come back on.
Can I just say that's how I got injured? It was not when I got upside down. It was when the gravity came on. I went,
absolutely. I love it.
Thanks for the warning.
Let's not do that again.
Sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay.
So you get the gravity's back going down. It's easier to walk through the hallways.
Good.
You do see that there's if you're looking at the map, there's an elevator that you have to take to get to the next level. You go ahead and climb in. It push the buttons to go to the next floor. You're sitting there. It's going kind of slow. There's some weird music playing in the background because somehow the music is still working on the station because those things
only critical systems.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like the music system.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you can still hear the klaxons and the emergency lights are still going in the elevator, but there's still the space equivalent of the girl from Ipanema playing in the background.
Well, I do know that certain species like music as a form of therapy, and therefore it is a critical system.
This is true. You have to keep people calm, and some people go with sounds as calming ways of doing so.
I'm definitely humming along with it.
Just as you're getting to the floor, you're seeing it counting down, it kind of stops. And if the door kind of starts doing this open close thing, so you're kind of between levels. You're kind of halfway between levels, but the doors just kind of keep opening and closing. They know that, wait, I'm not supposed to be open, but they open, but I'm not supposed to be open, but they open, but they're not supposed to be open. And they're just kind of stuck in this kind of pattern while you're halfway between floors. What do you do?
I don't like this. I don't care for this.
That is a fair response.
That was my character. The player and Kristin really likes this, but my character is not thrilled.
This is pretty inconvenient.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to push some buttons. What floor are we going to? That's the button I'm pushing quickly.
As you're pushing the button, it just seems to make the doors cycle open and close faster. You're halfway to that last floor. You could try to sneak out of the bottom of this elevator. I'd probably prop a door open or something before I did that, just so you don't get squished through the elevator doors. But you're basically at the floor you need to be at.
Okay.
So wait, how far down in the what portion of the door is?
Oh, good question.
Oh, open,
If we're going down, is it the bottom? We can see.
Yeah, how much of the bottom is
48%.
48%.
Oh wow.
Okay. So almost 50.
Yeah.
So then it's
Are we supposed to be going up or down?
Down, right?
down.
Sure, down. Yeah.
Can I just keep jumping up and down because I'm so massive and slowly inch the elevator?
Sure. What are you using to do that?
I
Grace.
think, I think it would be adapt and
Oh.
spirit.
Sure.
I really like the way you posed that, Mariam.
Sure. Sounds good.
as I use not just sort of like my physiology, but maybe just a little bit of the spark to kind of put more of my, shift my weight and everything.
Sure.
Okay, so that would be 4
Nice
plus 2,
roll.
so 6. That would be 24.
Yeah.
All right. So 24
Okay.
is a success and 2 edges.
Okay,
So yeah,
I just
you managed to like. Thud.
I'm officially freaking out. I was like, wait, what are you doing? What? No, what? No, calm down, right? Please.
And you kind of like see the opening, like kind of get further and further, and you finally get it like all the way seated, and then finally the doors open and stop doing the open close thing. And so you can get out. On this level, you can hear the fire seems to be like gunfire noises seem to be louder. And every now and again, if as you like stick your head out of the elevator, you kind of see something or someone's running like through the halls back and forth, and you can kind of see the fire going back and forth through the corridors down that way. That way, towards the other side, you don't see any weapons discharging. But it's like all the lights are off that way, so you're not really sure what's going on. You know that the core is in the direction that all of the firefighting is happening on.
That seems right.
Okay, so it seems that the way out is through.
It appears that way.
The most direct way,
seems-
yes.
Seems like that's always the way. So I'll pull off my shield, and sort of get like blaster ready.
There's It is okay. I have brought the medibus with me. We should be fine. Should we get injured?
Oh. That was
Very
good
well.
thinking.
Well, I don't plan to get injured, but thanks anyways.
You never plan to get injured.
No, and sometimes I don't. Occasionally.
Yeah.
Let's just not talk about it.
Oh, okay. I was going to give you the percentile, but you don't want to hear the percentile. I understand.
I don't have a head for numbers. Especially not those numbers.
It's fair.
So here's the question, and I think we're probably approaching time for the mid session break.
Nice.
How are you going to get past these people who are fighting with each other? Are you gonna sneak? Are you just gonna walk out and go, hold up? Are you gonna? What are you gonna do?
What are we going to do?
How do
Should
we
we-
usually do these sort of things as a team?
I mean,
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like, can I suggest that we play some sort of rock, paper, scissors equivalent, since we all probably have a different approach,
Yes.
and whoever wins, they get to pick the plan this time.
I like it. Because Momo's clearly like going to like try and bullshit something until we are forced to fight. Right.
Yeah.
And so, alternate approaches. But like the last time we did that, it was like Momo's like in traction even with like healing for like quite some time. So he is willing to like listen to something else.
Okay. Yeah.
And you had to explain specifically to Abby that you only use one hand instead of multiple hands.
Multiple hands. Yes.
I'm not sure which one of these is wrong.
Why that was unfair. Yes.
Yeah, like right before, and it was like a constant reminder too. It's like right before you do it. Okay, one hand.
The other
Yeah,
one's to brace it.
All right. Are we going to do rock, paper, scissors in real life here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready? All right. Okay.
Rock,
Rock,
paper, scissors.
I did mine first.
Okay, well, let's just...
So we're doing rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
And then go?
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, shoot.
Oh.
And...
I got a scissors and 2 paper.
yeah.
All right, so, Kristin, what's the approach?
I don't want to go directly into the firefight. I think that we should at least explore what our options are the other way. I know it's darkness over there, but the other levels were color coded. Maybe we can find a map a different way. I can't imagine that there's only one route. I say we look around first.
All right. Let's go with... give me a let's say adapt, inspect, or repair.
I would, I think inspect makes the most sense.
All right.
And what aura should I use? Like grace, or is grace
Light?
to agility? Light.
Yeah,
Okay.
Grace is more physical stuff. I just
Physical,
like
yeah.
light or harmony. Yeah.
Okay. So
Now, the edge I had is that scene over? Is this in like, are we officially in a new scene?
No, you're still part of this. We'll call it still part of this. So
Okay,
if
cool.
Kristin needs a couple of extra,
I have
picks,
2
on the
edges. I have 2
you
edges I can
spend edges
spare.
on other people's rolls too.
Right. Yeah.
okay.
Like I have an edge too. So if
I have
needed.
2 of them to help.
I got a 14.
All right,
Total.
so 14 is right on that success with hit or failure bubble. If you want to spend some of those edges and make it just like pure success without a hitch, this would be probably a good time.
I will give you one of mine.
Thank you.
All right.
Is a 15 good, Misha?
15 will do it. You are, you're looking around, and you do find another of the maps on the thing, right? Like kind of like on the wall next to the elevator. And as you're like looking at it, you do see that there are a couple of other routes, like because it's kind of a circle, not quite like circular-ish. So like the path that was directly is like off to that way. But there, if you go this way and kind of take the yellow route for like 3 turns, then take the orange route for a couple of turns, you can probably meet up with the purple route and end up back where you need to be. But yeah, you're not 100% sure what's that way, but yes, you can. There is a way that is not going directly into the fighting.
I explain all of that while pointing out the route on the map. What do we think? Should we try this? I mean, it's this or directly into the fire, right?
I would prefer not to mess this dress.
It is a very lovely dress.
I still say that the path to heroism is straight through, but also I just got out of my cast, so
You did. We weren't going to bring it up.
so why don't we just take the indirect route?
We could tell everyone we took the hero route. If that makes you feel better.
I mean, yeah, they didn't come with us, did they?
No. We can just...
So they...
We can take the safer route and just tell everyone to take the other route.
Right.
Okay. And then there's no cast, maybe.
And remember, you only have 2 of those.
2 of what?
That's true. Or
2 limbs.
Limbs. Yeah.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I'll support that.
Okay. I don't know if my character has this, Misha, so reel me in if I'm incorrect, but if I have some sort of photo taking technology device, I'd like to take a picture of this map and bring it with us.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that. Yeah.
I do that.
So yeah, the other corridor, it's not like completely dark, but it's not brightly lit. It's like you kind of get that flickering bulb that's supposed to be on, that's just like at like maybe 10% power, but it's flickering between like 5 and 15, so it's not a consistent 10. And it kind of makes it a little tricky to figure out. Let's see, like the markings on the doorways that are going, but you're making your way down that corridor.
I can help as I pull out my agile sun staff that illuminates up to 10 meters.
Yeah, there you go. That takes care of that. You can completely see what's going on now.
Love it.
I just noticed it was in my sheets. I was like,
yeah, use it.
What's on the sheets too? Don't feel bad. Yeah, so you're making your way down. You can kind of hear like whirrings and clickings, like stuff is trying to get itself back online. It's just not quite getting there. It's kind of like, have you ever had your car where like the alternator wasn't quite working, so you turn it and you can hear it, but it never quite turns over.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of hear that noise from behind a few of the doors. Like it's trying, it's just not quite catching. You do, like, all the doors do still have like the manual override kind of pump thing that you can do to get through them. And so you have to do that for a couple of the doors that you have to go down.
Okay.
You get through one door, and it doesn't, like, it's supposed to close behind you, but it doesn't quite. And as you're making your way towards the other side of the room, you kind of hear a noise coming from behind you. And you know, that means the airlock's not working. That sounds like a good place to pause.
No!
Wow, Misha.
The airlock is malfunction. How do you stop it?
That's an excellent time to break.
No, that sounds great.
Yeah, we'll take 5, so we'll see everyone in about 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to They're a Super Geek. I'm Kristin. I'm here with my co-host Mariam and our special guests Quinn and Misha. We're playing Orun tonight, where so far our crew has received a distress call that we answered because we're heroes. We're attempting to get a space station up and running. We've been heading to the core to see what's wrong, and right before the break, we've discovered the airlock may not be working. Scary situation. So, Misha, should we go ahead and pick up?
Yeah. You hear this hissing noise of all the air and stuff being like sucked out of the room that you're in. If you look around, you kind of see that the door ahead of you is open, and the hissing seems to be going in that general direction. So what do you do?
This. We all are just like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do?
Can I pull out like air masks or something like from my med kit to be like, well, just in case we end up not solving this in time, perhaps we should. use
I'll
these.
say you have them, but they don't have like a ton of air. Like you've probably got
It's
maybe 30 minutes between the three of you worth of air. Because they're meant for, oh, this person is in distress and I'm trying to get them to medical, not oh my god, we're out of air completely kind of situation. So I'll say you got like
and it's
10 minutes of
opening.
air a piece.
It's opening like the way we're trying to go.
Yeah, like so
Right.
the sucking noise is coming from ahead of you as opposed to behind you. Like the air is going out
Gotcha.
that way.
Okay. In the way we want to go.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so we do actually want to like go there, I guess.
Yeah, I think we want to go that way still, right?
Okay.
I like that we're.
Yeah,
I think we're actually having this conversation.
Yeah. Forward.
Forward.
Onward.
Forward.
Forward.
And I will take my conditional confidence, and charge ahead. Right. That's the only way forward is through them. Right. I just want to be.
Yeah, you're otherwise you're just kind of in a room, which it's not a terribly interesting room. Like there's some stuff stacked up on the sides and stuff, but
Okay.
my battery's charged. So yeah, you if you go forward, you see one of the walls on the other side of the door has been hit by some of this fire shelling damage going on, and there's kind of there's a hole there now.
A hole into space.
Yeah, it's one of the exterior walls.
And space, and this is a GM question, space is bad for all of us, right?
Yeah,
good
you all
question.
kind of require some sort of oxygen. Like space is a vacuum, and bodies don't generally
but not like a
vacuums.
Roomba.
No, like
No.
Right.
well,
Like a-
imagine a
a shop
Roomba,
vac.
but like sucking everything out of the
Yeah.
more like a shop vac on steroids kind
Yeah.
of like
Okay,
vacuum.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's space.
Little like the smaller bits and pieces are kind of getting sucked out of the hole, and as you're standing there looking, the hole's kind of getting bigger as like the edges of it are kind of like curling out more from the pressure of the vacuum of space, just like sucking more.
Is there anything that can like fix that wall?
I know what you're
there's
thinking, but my butt
Probably
is not that
debris
big
and
enough
stuff.
to stop it.
We learned that the last time.
Butt
We
might
said-
be big enough, but it wouldn't plug it permanently.
I still say we just didn't get the right angle. It could have worked.
It could. It could. But we don't need to try it again now. Certainly
No.
not. There must be something else around here.
Would you like to spin
Okay.
one of your edges to see what you might be able to use?
Yeah, I'll definitely spin an edge. Yeah.
So you're looking around. You kind of see, hey, there's back in that room that you were just in. There's like boxes and crates and stuff that are probably big enough to maybe not plug it completely, but at least slow the suction of the air out.
Okay. Oh, like I'll point out the boxes to everyone. I was like, hey, let's those boxes.
We can try to use those.
Yeah.
Okay. Kaseiko's gonna try to start moving boxes. Do we need to roll
And I
for
will-
this, Misha?
I will aid.
Now you use the edge to
Okay.
solve the problem. So we will stick with that.
Nice.
So yeah, you've got it. There, I mean, it's not a perfect seal, but it's better than it was. Like you can still hear like a slight hissing. It's like a slow leak as opposed to a kind of noise now. And so you're able to get past it. The door doesn't like to be open because it knows that there's an airlock breach, but it as you work it long enough, and it'll finally open and you can get out through that door and close it behind you. You look up, you make it to that last door, and you look around and you're like, I think this is the core. You're in the operations room. There's like a big central console.
Mhm.
There's some storage units around the edges. Parts of it kind of still sparking. Parts of it look like they've been a little melted.
Uh-oh.
There's big windows that like look out on the over the hangar bays and stuff,
Mhm.
and you kind of see ships fighting each other through it, and the room kind of is a little shaky. It's every time one of the explosions go off out there, you kind of feel a little bit of vibrations going on in here. What do you do?
Doesn't look good.
No, this is not promising. I started to say I want to go look at the console. I don't know how great my character is at that, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Go for it.
Okay. Can I roll to see if I can start to figure out how to what's wrong with the console or how I can best fix it?
Interface or repair?
Yeah, let's do interface.
Okay.
And is this light?
Yeah.
Okay. So I rolled a 6.
All right.
And then let's see. Sorry.
No worries.
14. I forgot what my interface was. It's a 5. So 14. Nope.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay. So 13 is that choice of success or with a hitch or failure.
Sure. I would love success with a hitch.
All right.
Please.
You're looking at the console. You see bits and pieces of it, like of a screen is kind of blinking on and off because there's a crack in it.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see around what was on the screen. You see it's flashing system offline. You see there's a variety of buttons. Some of them are labeled. Some of them aren't. Some of them, the labels have just kind of like been worn off from repetition of use. And so you're assuming that whoever used them knew what they were for, but forgot to relabel them. It's like when the knobs on the settings on your stove wear off because you cleaned it a few too many times. Yeah, kind of that kind of feeling for some of the buttons. So you get the feeling that those are probably the ones that they use most often. So those are probably the useful ones.
Yep.
You're what are the other two of you doing?
Yeah, I kind of rushed over here. Sorry, y'all.
No, it's okay. I think I'm going to try to examine the battlefield happening above us and see what the best do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'm curious about too.
So the battle going on outside seems to mostly be happening in the skies. As opposed to, like, there are you see some drones on the ground, but they seem to be firing up at the weapons at the vehicles that are in the skies more than they're fighting other ground troops. All the ground battles seem to be going on within the building because I guess maybe not many people had a ton of exterior space gear kind of stuff.
What's our sense of the the danger? Is is the sky stuff more threatening to the station right now than the ground battle, or is the ground battle causing all the damage that we
It's a little of both. Like as you're like watching, you can kind of see like, oh, that ship got hit and it just landed and crashed into the station over there. So it's both. You're definitely, there's damage happening within, hitting stuff and taking down like systems and stuff, but there's also physical damage being caused to the station itself by what's going on outside.
None of that sounds good.
No.
None of this is good.
None of this is good.
So okay. So now I'm going to wonder. Is there aren't any ships in the station, are there? Because I'm wondering, like, what I'm wondering. I'll sort of start at the end of what I'm thinking. Is like, I'm wondering if possibly I could run interference, and like I can't fight all of these things up in the air, but if I could kind of come in and sort of tag some folks on both sides and then get their attention and sort of try and like lead them on some sort of wild goose chase, like kind of away from the station to like clear, like to at least take that element out. So like we're not under threat from that. With that,
so back in the hangar, there was the big ship that the refugees were going to get on. There was your little ship. There were a couple of other like smaller refueling kind of ships, but most of the bigger things that are the size of what's fighting are already out of the hangar. At least the ones that are intact and able to move. There were some like clearly damaged and need a lot of repairs ones in the hangar bay too.
Okay, so I'm getting the sense that like any of this. So clearly we can't. The ship that the refugees were going to get into, we probably don't want to use that as bait. We don't want to use ours as bait, and the other ones don't. Is it fair to say that they're probably not really up to the task of like getting shot at?
In their current condition, no. You could probably. I mean, if you had time, you could like cobble one together from the bits and pieces of the several that are broken. But that's going to take time that you probably don't have. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So as you're like standing there, like looking at everything, you kind of hear a sound from a door over in the corner. And you see a couple of people come out, arms full of documents, and they look at you and they just like freeze. What are you doing here?
What are you doing?
Why are you here?
We're heroes. What are you doing?
I'm with them.
Also a hero.
I am Council Law. This is I am in charge of the station. We're taking the documentation needed, and we're evacuating. Why are you here? I mean, you're heroes, but why are you here?
Well, we got a distress call from one of your people to help them evacuate, whilst you are here looking through papers and knickknacks.
We're fixing this, and Kaseko
Also, there was
the console.
Also, there was a sticky door, and it led us here.
Sticky doors.
And the big guy behind her like leans down and whispers something in her ear, and then kind of just starts towards one of the doors, and she just kind of like, do what you must. We'll be leaving now, and just starts heading out.
Wait a minute. If we were playing Among Us, I would have to say that this is pretty sus.
It is. I still think it is.
This is pretty much the Orun flavor of Among Us. So this is sus. We have to talk about this.
Okay. Are you stopping them from leaving the room?
I guess I have to.
Are you
need
injured?
this.
Would you like a medical exam?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to get in front of the door. Why don't you get checked out?
Everyone has to be checked out.
I'll say it a little menacingly, but not like overtly.
Ooh.
The station is under attack. I don't have time to get checked out. We need to evacuate, darling.
But you look hurt, and what are you trying to take from here? Everybody else is out there. If you're trying to evacuate them. I guess I'm trying to get the info from them, like if they're like legit about this, or if there's something.
Let's see. Do you have? You've got reputation with the merchant houses. Roll. Either culture, inspect, or rapport.
Inspect, please.
All right. I'll let you get an extra 2 for your reputation with merchant houses, because that's who these people are from.
Cool.
And probably either harmony or light. Unless you're feeling bellicose about it, in which case war.
Not quite there yet. So I'll do harmony. So 3 harmony, 3 inspect, and +2 for the rep. So 8 added to this roll.
Damn.
Ooh, which is a 13.
Nice.
One.
That's pretty high. So yeah, you. So that is.
Are they actually sus?
You recognize the crests on the uniform that she's wearing as the merchant house. Trying to call the name. Of House Calapas, which is the house that's in charge of this station. So she is actually legit a member of the house that's in charge. Whether she's legit as, what she's doing, or like she's trying to cover up something, that part is less clear. But she does belong here. And you can kind of tell the big guy with her is kind of a bodyguard. He's also wearing a crest of the house.
So I'm trying to just think of like how to sort of like, I've gotten in front of the door. We're trying to do that. I'm just trying to like think of how to indicate or sort of communicate with with my teammates here on what we should do. I think what I want to do is like whilst I'm sort of talking to them and like kind of like I'm like while I'm talking to the other people, or what are their names? Can I get their names?
She introduced herself as Council Lawa.
Whilst I'm sort of talking to her, I'm sort of purposely like, I don't know, and throwing my hands up, but I've got my other hand kind of by my side, and I'm just sort of like
gestures?
kind of, like doing like little hand gestures, like thumb up, thumb down, like, do we let him go, stay, right? Like, I'm just sort of like
that.
Trying to like hand sign him.
Yeah.
And occasionally glancing over to see what they're.
Oh, I think at first, because they go like matches yours, right? Like out of confusion, and then realizes that you're asking for our opinion and is like, oh.
And I just, with each hand, I've got 3 different stims or medicines, and I think you probably, because we've been together quite a while, you see in one hand it's probably some sort of a like paralytic. Two is just sort of what looks to be just a two what looks to be just like a stick that would just smack him on the head with. And three, it looks like some sort of a stimulant that I could and then fourth is just going like, what?
It's not even the thumbs down. It's, I don't know.
It's like, which one do I use?
It's like the full menu of options.
It is.
It's like the BioWare kind of wheel of options, and there's one extra like missing.
Yep.
And I'm sort of like kind of hovering with the paralytic, and it's like
I guess we should probably let him go then. So it's like, I'll like, clear up my chatter with, well, okay. Or actually, the thing I want to ask before I let him go is, so how are you going to get the refugees out?
We've already gotten all of our staff out.
What about everyone else?
Yeah.
There's a lot of people up there.
It sounds like that is not important to them.
I'm just saying we didn't start this fight, and if they choose to fight, I am not
Those innocent
responsible
people
for what
aren't
happens.
choosing to fight. They need to get out.
She like looks at the console and it's like, I am not a technician. I am an administrator. As an administrator,
you're leaving the other people on the station to
How are
die
you
while
going to
you
get
out
out?
of here. Yeah, how are you going to get out? Yeah.
on my ship, how did you expect me to get out?
Can't your ship fit all these people?
No. My ship is very small. It holds about 4.
It is like our ship.
It's like our ship. That's why it can fit. We might be able to fix this. We just need some time.
Well, I wish you all the luck then.
Well, since
Will there
you're
be
not
anything
gonna
else?
bother. Not from you, I guess. And I just sort of give him the cold shoulder now and go to fixing the real problems.
I suppose this administrator has left their post.
Yes.
Is it
She
maybe
kinda shrugs.
maybe a long time ago?
I'm sorry, was that supposed to be an insult?
No, not an insult, simply fact.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I need to get this documentation back to the house and see where we went wrong.
You should probably add that the administration has left their post.
I think that would be obvious once I arrive there, since I can't be in 2 places at once.
Oh no, but you add that, and add that refugees are stranded.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it would not be a complete report.
I will certainly add that to my report when I get there.
Just like go.
If you
Okay.
don't stop her, she scurries out.
Yeah. I was like, I would say it's nice meeting you, but I don't lie. And I just
It wasn't
Turn.
nice. That's what he
Yeah.
means. It wasn't
Yeah.
nice.
The fan of options unfans and gets put back in the kit.
Awesome. Yeah. So okay. So I guess on to the solving the problems that they won't.
Any luck, Kaseko?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I had figured out that some of the buttons had either their letters or numbers worn off. And so it seemed like those were the ones that should be used. So I'm guessing maybe I've just been trying different patterns of those numbers, Misha, right? To see if I can get anything going on. Okay.
If you need an extra hand,
Yeah, can we help?
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah. The extra hands might help. Should we see what other documents there might be from that room they just came from? Or no? Should we not worry about that?
That actually is a good idea. Let me take a turn at the console.
Okay.
And y'all can take a dig into the documents.
They seem like, what is the word they use? Pencil pushers?
Yes, they did seem like pencil pushers, but we should just check to make sure that there's no other important documents.
Why are they called pencil pushers? I saw no pencils there.
I just pat you on the back. I'll explain it on the way.
Momo, you, as you're sitting down, you're used to like ships, and you realize there's something missing. Like, where's the AI info chip here? Like, there's supposed to be one. But it's not there.
They wouldn't have taken that, would they?
I mean, it might be still here, or they might have taken it. I mean, the AI information chip does, like, keep a log of stuff. But if they didn't really necessarily want to know exactly what was happening, they might have just pulled it and left it. Or they might have taken it because they did have stuff they wanted to keep. It could be either.
So I guess first we have to look for that. I guess I'll look for the AO info chip because that's like super important.
You want to call? No, go ahead and finish, and I'll tell you.
That was pretty much it.
I was just going to ask if you wanted to call us back, or if you're fine looking by yourself. Okay.
Yeah, no, probably. I'm just like, gotta talk. And sort of call everyone out.
What's going? Did you fix it?
No, because some either it's missing or someone took the AI info chip, which we're just gonna. I'm assuming we're just gonna need this to do anything appreciable. Is that
so?
Right.
It's like kind of like an ignition key plus the hard drive in one kind of thing.
We can't fix this without it. So it's either here or those folks took it. Those fine folks took it.
Well,
you can try
must
playing
chase
a
them?
different one. That might work, but there's options.
Where would we get another one though?
I mean, your ship has one. I'm sure the big ship has one.
But
Whether they're
then we would
compatible.
not have them.
Should we look around for it here first, or do we want to stop those people just in case they have it?
I feel like we probably need to stop those people first, because if we spend time looking, then we let those people get away.
And the longer we talk about this, the longer
Yes.
they are further away.
Also,
Right.
Kaseko has 4 eyes that are on like antennae, and so they have been looking this whole time. And without rolling, I'm just going to say they didn't see it in an obvious place, unless Misha, you say otherwise. And so it's not an obvious place. Maybe we should go stop them.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing you're looking for is like, maybe like that size-ish.
Okay.
So it wouldn't
About
be
the
like,
size of a coaster.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not huge, but it's not like you're not going to immediately notice it like among debris unless you're looking for it. Kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
So, yeah,
so you're going to go after them?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And I'm trying to decide, are we like weapons out? Or are we going to try and...
And I just pull out, like, the paralytics again.
I love you. That's amazing.
That's
I
so
mean,
good.
I mean, it can hamper our ability to talk, but also keeps us ready in case. If they're doing this.
Oh,
then-
you
then
wanted these? I thought these were meant for the people that were running away.
Yes, keep them for the people that were running away.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, I felt like there was a miscommunication. You said it would stop you from docking, which meant that you were going to have this.
No.
No.
Nope.
No. Let's just go get them.
Yes.
Okay. I also have
And I-
stimulants in case we need to. Unless we need. You know what? Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
We go.
Yeah. Can we
So
catch
yeah,
up to them?
you follow them out the door. They haven't gotten super far. They're like maybe a turn ahead of you. You see them like making the corner, turning around the corner. They're not quite. They're taking a different path than you took to get in here, but they're still avoiding the corridors with the fighting.
Okay.
And they're a little more familiar with it, so they're not like having to stop and look at the signs on the way.
True.
Stop
you
right
do
now.
Catch up to them.
Thank you very much.
She like swings around, and he like swings with her, and like interposes himself between you and her. And she's like standing behind him. Can we help you?
Were you gonna tell us that you took the info chip?
Of course we took the info chip, but it belongs to the ship. If we don't take it back to the station, we lose all the data.
But we need this to open up the core to rescue the people.
Yes. People first and then data.
Are you trying to take it forcefully from her? Are you trying to convince her to give it to her?
We're gonna try. I feel like we're gonna try and convince them and sort of appeal to like, I'm not sure how well we're gonna do appealing to the heart she doesn't really have.
So we're gonna use the care writ.
Yes, we're gonna use.
That's good.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Sure. Give me a harmony plus rapport roll. It's a little difficult.
I've got 0 rapport. Does anybody?
I have two.
Two. We talked. Yeah, we talked.
I have
earlier.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, you have 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can.
Do you want to try?
Sure. So, I say, do you want to be known as the one who abandoned their post and let many perish? Without trying to save them first?
All right. I will make that not challenging and make that just a standard roll.
Oh, nice.
All right. So it's rapport and what?
Probably harmony,
Harmony.
unless you can make a case for something else.
I guess harmony kind of works. I was hoping to use sort of intellectual of like it would look bad for their administration.
Sure.
So that would be a 6 to the roll.
Okay.
So that would be 21.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
All right, very nice. So that gives you a success and an edge. So keep that edge in mind. She sighs heavily, and turns around and starts walking back towards you. Just like makes a motion for you to follow her. And she goes back into her office. And she's, opens a safe, pulls out like a chip, and then she pulls a second one from her attaché bag thingy. And she goes over to like a little device on her desk, and, like sticks them both in, like types a few buttons, and just stands there and like crosses her arms, waiting for it to finish. And then she hands you the one that she pulled out of the safe, and takes the other one and sticks it back in her bag. And she says, "This will allow you to do the basic functions of the ship. It doesn't have the history because I need that. Is there anything else, or can I go now?"
I mean, I guess I'm trying to think. Is there anything that I know that like we might need other than the info chip to operate this that might like any modular piece that could be missing, or maybe I'll just ask her. I'm just like, so have you given us all the stuff that we need here? Because you could have given us this earlier because you knew what we were here for.
Assuming that everything is still working along the lines, that should allow you to do just about everything on the ship. I mean, you won't be able to make recordings. I mean, you'll be able to make new recordings, but it'll be a blank slate otherwise.
Why delete all the information?
I didn't delete all the information.
No, on this one.
It was a blank disk to start with. I could copy everything, but that would have taken more time, which is at a premium at the moment.
You're right. And I'm just gonna like sort of, turn around and just get to the work.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and as Mobo's leaving, I kind of instead of going on the floor, I'm kind of on the side, like no face, and kind of looking almost sideways like that, and saying, we will catch up if you are hiding any information. I have 18 likes.
I do.
Good to know.
And
I
he's
will keep that in
fast.
mind.
And I point to Mobo, and he's fast.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And Kasiko has 4 eyeballs.
They all turn and look at her.
My 4 hands are doing this.
Bodyguard is not impressed. He's like looking you up. And
all right, I
think
this is
take it.
I think this is the point where we let our fine administrator continue abandoning her post.
Yes.
Goodbye again.
Sorry to interrupt your valor.
Discretion is the better part of valor, darling. One day you'll learn this.
It's funny how cowards always say that. Ta-ta!
They're around to tell the tale later. Yeah, the bodyguard like hustles her back out. So yeah, you've got the ship, or the chip. You plug it in. It boots up. How can I help? Oh, wow. There's so many systems that are not. There's a lot of systems offline here.
We need those back online.
Yeah. Yeah, and we need you to focus right now on one system in particular, right? And then sort of like
Life support.
Actually, what?
I mean, life support seems important, but no, please continue.
Yeah.
Is that the music?
No, that's not. The music's still working. It's okay. The music is fine.
What about the doors to get the ship out?
You want to open the hangar bay doors. One moment. And you kind of see it's like figuring out stuff. I can't do that quite yet. There seems to be a communications gap in subcorridor C, sector G.
How do we close that gap?
It looks like a manual repair will need to be made. It appears that the cabling is damaged in that area.
What else is in that area?
As far as
danger.
Well, judging from the damage and the communication with the droids in the area, I would say there are several groups of fighters.
Yeah.
The security droids are attempting to get this under control, but they do not appear to be doing well.
Oh. That's not good news.
I guess we have to go and fix that.
I guess we really are going the path of the hero and not just saying we're going the path of the hero.
I thought we already were back.
We were going the path of the hero. It just happened to be a less violent path of the hero.
Right. Because true heroes don't need to be violent all of the time.
Wait, heroes are violent?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. No, I mean, they don't have to be.
Right.
But we might have to be.
Now we might have to be.
Now, this time.
And I pull my stims out ready to heal.
That get in the mood. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Just sigh and pull out the stems, like in all my hands. Just.
So out of character question. Do you have do your stims do you have stims that affect other players? Can you boost?
Yeah,
people,
I have stims that are essentially 3 charges, so I just have on 3 hands and 1 stim. So when taken, you immediately heal a wound, and if injured, roll normally for 1 turn.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but they're not like augments. They're just heal.
No. Yeah, there's heals.
I like that. Cool. Okay. Good to know.
Awesome.
I think we're approaching the end of our time for this session.
Yeah.
So this feels like a good place to pause. You know what you need to do to get the stuff back online. You've got the tools-ish that you need to do it with. Yeah.
That does feel like another cliffhanger, Misha. I see that you're excellent at that.
I have to keep you interested. I have to make you want to come back.
Of course. Yeah, and on that note, that was Orun, at least our first session of it. Thank you so much, Misha and Quinn, for joining us tonight. If you'd like to play Orun, you can check out the link posted in our Twitch chat. If you're watching this later on our VOD or our podcast, you can get more information in our video description or our show notes. Before we actually sign off, let's go around one more time and tell folks where people can find you and also plug any and all projects. And if it's okay, let's start with Misha.
I'm Misha B, she, her. You can find me online, mostly on Twitter, at BG Gameworks. You can find New Agenda at it's New Agenda Pubs on Twitter. And you can, like I said, pick up the copy of Orun on DriveThruRPG. You can also pick up a quick start. It's pay what you want. If you just want to kick the tires a little, see if you like what's going on. You'll be able to see the characters that we're using here and the adventure that we're running here, and try it yourself.
Awesome. Quinn?
Yeah. I have the main thing I have coming out right now is for Pathfinder 2E. I have an adventure coming out. It's not for a couple months yet, but it's for the Strength of the Thousands AP. And just a little bit about that. It's a AP where you play students at play students of the sort of Galarian's greatest magical school, which is actually in the heart of the Mwangi Expanse. I'm going to point to Mariam and Misha, who both wrote for it, this incredible thing. And you play sort of students, but in my part of the adventure, which is the second one, you actually go from just sort of new students to people who are sort of on the fast track to being promoted to you sort of kind of go junior, senior, and eventually get sort of promoted to teachers of the school. But to do that, you have to sort of intern in the city of Natambu and kind of interact with the people and do everything from telling stories to civic engineering and all sorts of crazy stuff. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait for folks to see that. So that's my main thing. I'm on, you can find me most days just talking random RPG tomfoolery on QH_Murphy. And that's what I got.
Nice. I'm so excited for those projects. Mariam, how about you?
Yeah, so if you want to check out all the things I'm doing, you can follow me on Twitter at media_junkie. Like I said in the intro, I write for TRPGs. Thirsty Sword Lesbians is when that's out, as well as Lost Omens Mwangi Expanse, where I wrote something about some dwarves in there. Actually this Sunday is going to be our next episode of Kahania on Utopia, where we're going to see the aftermath of the big battle that happened I think almost a month ago, because we stream every alternate week, and last week was our first anniversary AMA with both season cast members. So that was a lot of fun. So Sunday on Utopia, check out Kahania. It is Monster of the Week, and it is set in Serzamine, the campaign setting I am writing. It is my own project. It's in progress. Eventually I will get my stuff together and actually get it publishing, or hey Misha, you interested? Publishing, I realized I didn't mean to call you out here.
We'll talk.
And I also podcast The Musafir Season 2. We're currently recording a couple of one-shots while we figure out what Season 2 is going to be. And that's me.
Awesome. Again, I'm Kristin. You can find me on Twitter at KristinIsNoJedi. Like I mentioned, I'm a game designer. You can find my games that I co-design with my partner at diceupgames.com, or follow us on Twitter at diceupgames. I also do writing and podcasting. You can follow my podcast at PBT Players, which is on the Geekspective Network. We are a podcast that's created by all BIMPoC folks, and we feature a rotating diverse cast playing all your favorite PBTA games in one-shots and miniseries. We're on Geekspective. They also have lots of other shows, so you can check out Geekspective. And then my newest project that just got announced this week, I will be part of the design team for Kids in Capes. Under Hunters Entertainment, and we're going to be doing that design in a live stream every Friday starting tomorrow. So you can join us to see how we design that game. I promise we have done about this much prep. We're committed to doing it live. So you can join us on the Hunters Entertainment Twitch channel for more information on Kids and Capes.
No
So, yeah.
pressure there at
No
all. Just
designing live.
Just live
Just-
designing.
It's-
Fine.
It's fine. That's what I keep telling myself. It's all fine, Misha. Yeah, and that's our show for tonight. If you don't already, please follow us on Twitter and consider donating to our Ko-fi. We'd love to be able to continue to afford to buy games from rad indie designers like Misha and Quinn. And join us next time for the conclusion of our Orun game. Bye.